Tecno made a slimmer foldable than the Z Fold 6, and for half the price. Tecno has officially launched their new generation foldables, that is the V Fold 2 and Flip 2. I've had both of them for a while, but let's start with the V Fold 2. So Tecno basically took the V Fold 1 and improved it. They made it slimmer, also while increasing the battery capacity significantly, added wireless charging, Tecno AI, and my favorite addition, pen support. This makes it the only other foldable aside Samsung's that allows pen inputs. Nice one, Tecno. Now that's actually a big deal for me because I love devices with stylus support. It is great to see now we have that option with Tecno's V Fold 2. We'll talk more about the Phantom V Pen and its usefulness later on. It is interesting to see that Tecno has only been in the foldable game for 2 years, yet they somehow made something slimmer than Samsung's Z Fold 6. That is if you exclude that camera bump. They've been doing a lot lately, expanding their ecosystem, introducing innovative devices. Talk about a trifold concept, the robot dog, the Pocket Go, earbuds, watch. I'm currently wearing their Watch Pro 2, which works great with the device by the way. But let's keep the focus on what's right in front of us, the Phantom V Fold 2. Now from the spec sheet, the V Fold 2 is an upgrade in almost every way, but they've maintained the same processor from last year's Fold. There's much to say about the V Fold 2, so this video might be a long one. I'll add chapters so you can skip to specific sections if you wish. As of the time I'm recording this video, I don't have the exact pricing information, but I reckon it will be priced similarly as last year's Fold, say around $1,000, still making it one of the most affordable tablet-style foldable device money can buy. I will add the price info on the screen or in the description once confirmed. When it comes to the unboxing experience, Tecno offers arguably the best, especially with their premium devices. The Phantom V Fold 2 comes packaged nicely in a white box with all the essential accessories, including a premium looking case which is a mixture of leather and plastic. The charging brick is 70 watts, so faster charging. There's a CarCare VIP card which gives users of this device premium access to Tecno's support service should you need it. There's another card which is an NFC tag card, which when tapped against the device, it shows you tips on its NFC functionality, basically showing you use cases for NFC. I doubt people use it enough, so maybe they need to know how. The V Fold 2 case has a kickstand, which allows you to use the phone either closed or open in landscape mode, maybe for consuming media. The back part of the case fits nicely, but the front part of mine is loose on the sides. Not sure if others are like that, but the case gives it a much better grip as the smooth texture on the back of the phone makes it a bit slippery. The Phantom V Fold 2 has been nicely designed. The rectangular camera bump is much different from what we saw on the previous Fold, and this feels a lot more premium. The rear of the device has this nice patterned finish with a matte feel to it. It's made of laminated fiberglass and it's nice to the touch. This is the cast green color option. There's also the rippling blue option with eco leather finish, which has been designed in collaboration with the luxury brand Loewe. I think it should be pronounced Loewe V. Whatever. The Phantom V Fold 2 has not only been made slimmer but also lighter than the previous foldable and more durable, which I find interesting because it has a much bigger battery. I believe the biggest on any foldable, but we'll talk about its battery shortly. This weighs 249 grams, that is 50 grams lighter than the V Fold 1. It now has IP54 rating for dust and splash resistance, and it uses Gorilla Glass Victus. The hinge is improved and the crease is better. It folds flatter and it can also maintain different angles when folded, unlike the previous one. The hands-on feel is solid, and I like that they are not trying to adopt the completely flat frame like most manufacturers. It feels good in the hands. For the memory options, I believe it comes with 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. That's what I have here. Not sure if there will be a 256 gig option like its predecessor. So Tecno is offering something with these devices, and I think it's commendable and worthy of mention. Aside the 13-month warranty, there is a 6-month free screen insurance where they replace the display for free should anything happen to it within this period. They offer this with their last Fold, and I know a few persons who took advantage of it. Some of them even got a new device entirely. Now let's move on. On the display specifications, not much has changed. We still get that nice 6.4 inches external display with a curve to the right edge, wide enough to be used as a regular phone while folded close. The internal display is 7.85 inches and both have 120Hz refresh rate with LTPO. Zero complaints there. Both displays look great, although it has high saturation, but you can adjust that from the display settings. Thanks to the improved hinge, you can now use the device in flex mode. Some apps can take advantage of it and adapt as soon as it detects flex mode. This was not possible on the previous Fold. So Good one, Tecno. Another major improvement to the V-Fold 2 is the support for 15 watts wireless and reverse wireless charging. I believe this is a first for Tecno. So 70 watts fast wired charging, 15 watts wireless, and a huge 5750 mAh battery, which, as I said before, should be the largest on any foldable device at the moment. And that's great because this device has 2 displays. It needs a big enough battery to handle any productivity use case. Speaking of productivity, let's talk about the Phantom V Pen. As I said at the start, this is the only foldable aside Samsung with pen support, and Tecno is offering it as part of the package when you buy the V-Fold 2. The Phantom V Pen adds extended functionality to the V-Fold 2 when you use the widescreen. It only works on the internal display. It connects via Bluetooth and it's rechargeable via the USB-C port. It has the design and size of a regular pen, so it's not something you can just attach to the device. There is a section in the settings that enlightens you on all its features so you can get the best out of it. It's not just for writing or taking notes. You can swipe diagonally from the top right edge to take a screenshot, which you can then annotate. Or long press on a button and select a specific area you want to screenshot. Or use it for camera controls. Or even solve basic math problem when you write it down on the Notes app. And a whole lot more which we can't dwell on for the sake of keeping this video short. But it's a great addition that adds value to the V-Fold 2. And it seems Tecno is serious about it because it was also teased in their promo video for the Phantom Ultimate 2. That's the trifold phone. In the pen settings, there's a section for software updates for the pen. Tecno releases updates specifically for the pen. Now to other features, particularly software and by extension AI, because that's where everyone seems to be heading and Tecno is not looking to be left out. The Phantom V-Fold 2 runs Android 14 and iOS version 14.5. This is much improved over the software on the previous Fold. They've added more customization options for how the icons look, so it's not just the default Material You theming. The home screen layout on the internal display is now treated as 2 portrait screens side by side when you customize, so when on the external display you can swipe to access both sides. Multitasking has also seen major improvements. Swiping down from the middle responds faster to enable split screen. The smart panel is now easily accessible with just a swipe, and it opens any app on the panel in a pop-up window. And you can easily switch it with the current apps in split screen. We also now have a taskbar which provides access to all apps from anywhere on the phone without needing to first swipe home. You can drag apps from the taskbar to open them in split screen. There's a smart hub which works like a clipboard. You drag and drop anything into the smart hub, be it text or photos, and you can access it from any app. Just drag and drop. All these provide the most you can expect from a device when it comes to multitasking. And it's nicely implemented, not buggy. Now for its AI features. Tecno has packed the V-Fold 2 with some interesting AI functionality. First, there's the ChatGPT powered assistant Ella, which is not new because we have seen it on some of their devices last year, but this time it's smarter, it's more advanced, and it has access to current information. You can ask it something as recent as yesterday and it will provide the information. And it adapts. You can also have it summarize documents or web pages. That is, you can upload a document or you can give it the link to a web page and it will provide a summary. You can be on a web page and summon Ella like this. Hi Ella.
I'm here.
Summarize content on this page.
1. Soul remigration pill location. This guide details the location of the soul remigration
Just like that.
pill.
That's neat. Not even my Samsung or iPhone can do that at the moment. Color me impressed. Although I think they should change some of its responses. A voice assistant saying something like "I'm coming" sounds awkward. Now, the Phantom V-Fold 2 can also restructure text you highlight with its AI rewrite feature to either generate more or summarize it, make it concise or professional, or even proofread it. In the Notes app, we also have AI which converts your sketches to something more appealing. And you can choose if you want it as a sketch, a comic, digital, or whatever option best brings your art to life. In the Gallery app, there is also Object Eraser for your photos. You can tap and hold the subject and it will cut it out. There's also better image text recognition. There's more, live translate for calls just like we've seen on other phones. However, on the V-Fold 2, it's currently only French and Arabic it can translate at the moment. More language options will likely be available if it isn't already, because what I have here is pre-release software. So there could be more language options. We could go on to explore other features like audio transcription, but the summary is Tecno have come so far with their software, and it's impressive to see how they've worked to integrate AI here. Let's also not forget that you can use Google's Gemini here. Simply download it from the Play Store and you get even more AI tools to work with. All of these features put together to an extent gives you the functionality close to a mini personal computer, but in your hand. But let's move on to other things. Let's talk about some things Tecno did not improve on. MediaTek Dimensity 9000 Plus. It's an older generation processor which, while it works fine and we can see that it easily handles all the new features including Tecno's AI, we would have been pleased with a newer processor. Does it get the job done? Yes. Would the average consumer care or notice? Probably not, but I'm going to complain about it anyway. That's my job. Another thing they could have added is eSIM support. It's a premium device, you should have the option of eSIM. If I already have an eSIM, I'll have to convert it to a physical one to be able to use it here. But hey, eSIM is not mainstream yet, and not everyone likes it, so that's probably not a problem. And we have to keep in mind the fact that this is priced significantly less than every other tablet-style fold, so I think they get a pass. With that said, the Tecno Phantom V4 II isn't lacking in performance. The Dimensity 9000 Plus is still a flagship processor, and if we're not considering benchmark scores, it measures up to the flagships of today. I can reference the fact that Apple said you need the latest iPhones to access Apple Intelligence, but here we have a phone running on an older flagship processor doing all of those AI things. But let's move on. For those that love to game, it can handle the likes of Warzone Mobile very well, although that causes the device to heat up quite noticeably. The Phantom V4 II has a total of 5 cameras and it comes with improvements. There are 3 50-megapixel cameras on the rear that comprises of a main, telephoto, and an ultra-wide. The selfie cameras are both 32 megapixels and they take good enough photos. However, the best camera to use for selfies is the rear one, thanks to the external display preview. You can get the highest quality selfies, be it portraits or videos, or you could use it to have your subject positioned well within the frame for the best shots. The cameras give impressive results even in low light. Tecno provides 3 color profiles for processing. You can choose between standard, bright, and phantom depending on what look you prefer. It is also not lacking in the video department. The V4 II can shoot videos up to 4K 60fps from the rear camera, and it has 2 stabilization modes, Ultra Steady and a more aggressive Ultra Steady Pro, both usable while filming in 4K 30fps. You can only do 4K video from the rear camera, not possible from the selfie camera. So I'm now taking videos with the cameras of the Phantom V4 II. This is currently shooting 4K 30fps from its rear camera, using it as a selfie camera thanks to the external display. So it can't do 4K from the main selfie camera. I don't think it can do that from the internal display selfie camera, but I mean, if you want the best selfies, this is what you should be doing. Just switch to the external display as a viewfinder and use the rear camera to take solid videos, high quality videos. Looking at the Phantom V4 II, I'd say Tecno has made major progress, not just in build quality but also the software features. They've done a good job with their AI integration. We should see at least 2 major Android upgrades for this according to their update policy, unless they promise more. The processor could have been something more recent, but it works. I'll be reviewing the V Flip 2 next, so look forward to that one. That's all from me.